What is up, everybody? My name is Sean Graves.
I'm Dominic.
And welcome to The Evil Hour, the all things survival horror podcast, including our experiences, thoughts, and hot takes. We are your hosts, the dudes, horror enthusiasts, and renegades of the underground. In today's episode, we will be discussing maybe something a little controversial, but
Yeah.
games we wish were better. Dom.
That's right.
This was actually, I know I came up with the idea, but this was actually a tough one for me, and I'm glad that we had the time to think about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just going to come in with one, and then when I saw that you had like 3 or 2, I was like, shit, I gotta come up with more than one. So I started going, and here's the thing, I'm glad that on my Twitch page, I have a Rolodex of games I completed.
Oh, yeah.
And I started going back in time, going like, oh, that one.
Dude,
that
you know
one.
what I did? Very similar. So I wrote down one as well, and I was kind of like just thinking like, there has to be more. And I'm like, no, that was a good one. No, that was a good one. And I'm like, fuck, I don't really know. And actually, I did exactly what you said. I kind of looked over at my shelf. I was like, that. And then I was like, that. And then I looked on my Steam library. It was like, this. And then that's when I was like, I got it. We're done. Solid. We did it.
I honestly, I had to dig. One of the games that I'll save to the very end because I know it's gonna stir some pots.
Oof. I'm excited.
Freaking. I should, like I said, I should have like while we were on the 10-minute intro, I should have like just gone and got the wooden spoon, just bring it in here to stir the pot, you know. Freaking. I have a B. I guess I don't know, like if that's what we call them in the video game industry, but like B games that are not AAA, but like not delisted. You know, I don't know how to explain that. I have one of those, and then I have 2 AAA games. Well, I don't know if I know one of them is. I don't know if the other one is. I feel like it was treated like one. And I know that the fan service of it has treated it as a almost like a return to form video game.
And for those of you that are listening right now, Sean and I have no idea what we've listed, by the way.
No.
I'm going in this blind. I don't know what he's about to say, and he has no idea what I'm about to say. So.
You said you had 4, 3?
I technically have 4, but I'm going to label it down to 3 because the one I'm going to talk about is I'm not going to go into much detail. So
okay, we'll save that one to the last. That'll be our bonus.
All right, I'm down with that.
So
I'm down with that.
Don, you have 4. You take the lead. I'll take the next one.
All right. I would like to start off on June on the Grudge for me. Those of you that are
that was last week's episode. You talked about but
so
why?
Those of you that don't know, they made a game.
Yeah,
but what was it?
You showed me the box art the week before last.
Yeah,
and I was sitting here going like this. Wait, you made a video game out of that?
Right.
But then like, and then if I remember you saying this correctly 2 weeks ago, you said this game particularly scared you.
Yes, it did. And so is that what you go ask is why?
Why?
Okay, so that's what we brought up about last week's podcast is or not last week, I'm sorry, a couple weeks ago podcast was so the Grudge is terrifying to me. It was just kind of one of those things that traumatized me as a kid. My sister and parents didn't really help with that because they watched it and then they would think that'd be funny. I lived on the end of the hall and they would like crawl and croak at me, and may I remind you, I was just a little kid, and now I'm terrified for things that like fucking crawl and do that witchy shit. I don't like it, man. I'm terrified of the Grudge. But that is not the reason why I think this game could be better. The reason why I think this game could be better is simply honestly gameplay. But I gotta respect for what it was, because if you came up to me and let's just say you say, hey Dom, I want to make a game about The Ring.
Okay, sales pitch. Give me an elevator pitch.
Right. Like I wouldn't want to know how I would come about that, because I know, okay, Ring, she comes out of the TV, she gives you a call. How do I make a game out of that? So in this particular thing, I want to say Ju-on the Grudge, because of everybody knows the classic horror movie. She's in the cursed house, and when you enter the cursed house, so how do you make a game out of that, right? They did, and they nailed it. I'll give it that. First level, you're in a factory, which that's fucking terrifying. Second level, you're in a hospital. Third level, you're at an apartment, and then if you collect all 3 pictures there, so when you go about playing this game, you basically have a start goal and an end goal. With that being said, you also run off of battery life. So your Wii remote, it's on the Wii, by the way. Your Wii remote is a flashlight, and you walk around. So you actually walk around in the game.
Kind of like in Silent Hill Shattered Memories.
Exactly like that.
You
so
know,
your Wii remote is the flashlight.
I will tell you this. I experienced a moment in playing Silent Hill Shattered Memories was the first time I ever played a game that was like that. And there was a moment, there was a small moment where, I don't know if you've ever seen this illusion, but you put your hand on a table, and there's a barrier right here, and they put a dummy's hand right here.
Yes.
And
I know, and they'll stab the dummy hand.
They'll hit it with a hammer after they brush both hands, because your brain hijacks and goes, this hand is my hand, but it's a fake hand because your hand's over here. And so, like, for a moment there, like, with that Wii remote, like, those two games, I guess, like Ju-on and Shattered Memories, Shattered Memories specifically, I had a moment where I felt that. Like, when I turned and Harry turned to look, but he was still walking forward like this, I was like, wow, I feel like I'm Harry. But then, you jump, and then the remote, and then the little bar disconnect, and then it's doing this whole thing, and then you're just like, like you're like freaking out because you're trying to run away from the monsters or whatever it is that you're trying to do. And I can only imagine that Ju-on probably had that same problem too.
So if you flick the Wii remote, because unfortunately there is quick time in it, so it's like go left, go left, go right, go, and it's kind of annoying. But if you jerk it too fast, your guy would do a 360 like that, so you look behind you. But with that being said, though, is that, like, your flashlight is your Wii remote, and you have to go around finding batteries. And if you let the flashlight die, you die in the game, which is dumb to me. On top of that, the jump scares there's a couple good ones, right? Like, there's just ones where, like, they'll pop out of the corner, like, boo, you know? But,
kind of like, I was gonna say, kind of like a mortuary assistant?
Yeah, kind of deal, right? But then, while you're walking around, there's a music that'll play, and it's like, boom, and your guy would kind of look around like this, and then there's about to be a jump scare, and it plays the same exact song, and it does the same exact thing. Like, all you hear is boom, and you're like, okay, there's about to be a jump scare, and it's so dumb, man. But with that being said, though, I do wish the game was better. Was it good? Yes. Especially if you're a horror collector and you like The Grudge, but I just wish there was more to it. But I gotta respect it for what it was, and that is why it's on the first of my list, because it was cheesy. But then again, I gotta respect for how the hell do you make a game out of The Grudge, I don't remember watching The Grudge. I probably watched it once, and then I was like, okay, I saw it, kind of like The Ring. I don't remember all the details. That's what I was going to get into. So the fourth level, so while you're walking around... Basically... No, you're fine. You just reminded me of it, so thank you. While you're walking around, there is a start goal and an end goal. Besides your battery, or besides your flashlight dying and then you die, and besides the cheesy jump scares. So you do walk around the whole map, and then finally you get to the end, and then... moral of that story is every single ending your person dies. But if you collect all the picture and then you proceed on to the next level, the fourth level is technically a secret level, and it's the actual Grudge house. So that's kind of cool. Yeah,
That's
so it's
cool.
not, so that's why I like it, because it's like, okay, there's a factory, there's a hospital, there's an apartment complex, and then you get to go to the house. And it's like, fuck, dude.
Wow.
But well, honestly, I advise you to kind of look at YouTube gameplay of it. If you guys don't know what it is, you'll understand what I mean. It puts you on edge, but you will totally understand why this is on my list of games I wish was better, though. And that's
Okay.
all I had to say about that one.
Okay, but if like out of a 5, if 5 stars was like your rating for this, how long did it take you to wait? How long did it take you to complete that game?
So to be fair, as me being a little bitch towards a Grudge, I actually have data on my original Wii that I've owned. So I still got the OG Wii that I first owned, and I have data all the way dating back to 2013. And believe it or not, Sean, I actually haven't completely fully beaten the game yet, as in getting the secret level, because me and my wife during COVID tried to get all the pictures and I can't find them all. Like I said, there is a start and an ending. You don't have to get the pictures to get the ending. Like either way, you still could go through the level. It's just to unlock the secret level, which is the house. You have to get those pictures. I keep on getting stuck, or I'll die. And it's like, god damn it. And that was another thing too, actually. I thought I was all, I'm sorry, the controls in that game, what the fuck? Because there's this part where like, it's kind of like the old school DVD, where you know, like if you leave your DVD player on for long, it kind of like goes like, do the DVD emblem. It'll hit the corners. So there is parts like that of the game where she's by you and it's like, oh, hold your Wii remote steady, and like the circle will start out this big and you gotta keep your tiny circle within that circle. But it will move, and as it's moving, it will shrink. And there's a level on it, I won't forget. It's on the hospital level, which is the second level, may I remind you. There's a hospital level where she keeps coming after you, and the circle gets that small where it's actually your circle that you have to keep in the middle of that is actually bigger than that. And if you mess that up, you die. And may I remind you, in this game, no matter how far you are within the progression, if you die, you start all the way back into the beginning. So that's a pain in the ass. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, because there has been times where I progressed, like I was stuck on level for 20 minutes and then I die, and then it's just like, well, you're back at the beginning. I'm like, dude, fuck.
Dude, that is a cardinal sin right there. I hate games that like you get so far and you know you work so hard to get even like a step closer, and then it's like you die and it's like, okay, mother liquor, back to the beginning.
So that is
that's a cardinal sin. One. That is a cardinal sin in video games that I just wish were not a thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one.
I mean, unless if it's like a blatant like I feel like it's what's it called? Autosave laziness.
Yeah, for real. But I get it though, because per level, if you rush through it and you don't get like the secret pictures and all this stuff, I mean, granted, some levels could last you probably 10 to 15 minutes if that. So I get it, but still, it's like, it's still a pain in the ass.
Then like someone like me, I'm gonna sit here and I'll bring this up later on. Put a pin in it. Yeah. I'm the kind of person that like, if I'm in a situation or if I'm in a new environment, and I know, like, I don't know, you could say 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna be here like this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. And that's another thing. The walking in that game. It's just tip, toe.
Oh, I guess that wasn't like, yeah.
Bro, it sucks. Like, you can't run in the game. You slow walk the whole time. So it's just... And, but back to your question, though. You said my overall rating, 5 being the highest.